You could say that I'm to the left of Trotsky, um, but I really do like that the Daily Wire are making their own films and putting out their own razors. Actually, the Jeremy Razors thing, I had no idea. I wasn't aware of any of it. I saw that Daily Wire had a video saying the greatest ad in history, whatever. But I didn't pay attention to it because I don't pay attention to the Daily Wire, except that I had already been interested in the fact that they were doing their own films. Because I remember when Gina Carano was fired from The Mandalorian, and I guess a couple of weeks or so later, the news came out that she was going to be with the Daily Wire, and I guess there was like an interview with Ben Shapiro. I didn't pay attention to any of this. I just saw this. And I remember people on Twitter, my mutuals, and people retweeting my mutuals who were like, ha ha, Gina Carano went from Disney and The Mandalorian to some basically, backyard production with Ben Shapiro. Ha ha, she's done. And I was annoyed at that kind of attitude, but I didn't care that much. I was thinking, yeah, it's probably going to be those silly little, Christian films that'll come out, the ones that you see certain YouTubers make fun of. So I thought it was going to be, one of the silly little productions myself. But I was like, it is a shame that they just drove this woman off of The Mandalorian because they didn't agree with her. And it is funny how SJWs, I won't say the left necessarily, but SJWs are quick to castigate and attack women who don't agree with them. I guess they feel like women should all be, women and people of color should all agree on the same thing because they all have the same experiences and they all have this victim mentality. And so they should all act the same way and think the same way and agree with the same things. And that's just not the case. And if they don't, they turn on them like wild dogs, like hers, So yeah, I thought that with Carano doing her own movies with Shapiro, it's just going to be some nonsense, whatever. But when the trailer came out for this Western, I don't know when the Western's coming out, it actually looked pretty good. It looked pretty solid. It didn't, I don't know if it's going to blow the doors off whenever it comes out. But I was kind of impressed that they were going to put Carano in a Western, and it looked like they were trying to do something. And there were a couple of films. I think there was one about this woman being held captive in a old house, and something else. Some other Daily Wire movies that I didn't at first realize they were Daily Wire films. I just saw the trailers for them, and I was like, later on I hear they were Daily Wire films, and I'm like, oh, okay, they don't look that bad. They look like they could be entertaining. I mean, it looks like they can only take what their brand so far. And they're not going to go do something like Von Trier or Michael Haneke would do. But not bad. And then I actually watched the Hyperions. I saw the trailer for the Hyperions, and I was like, this is a superhero film that looks like Wes Anderson made it. Then it goes Daily Wire. And I'm like, really? Daily Wire? So when they put it out on YouTube, I watched the whole thing. It was actually good. I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd. I think it maybe depends on people who know or like things like The Incredibles and have a sense of like Golden Age or Silver Age type superheroes. It really relies on you knowing that kind of thing to probably really get it. But I thought it was good. I thought it was solid. I was really surprised and impressed, and I was glad that they're doing that because it is at a point now that people who love nerd culture, who love just films, forget nerd culture, who just like films and entertaining shit, are going to have to go outside of the typical mainstream system in order to get something that's just not corrupted with like the dumbest, silliest ideas when it comes to creating entertainment. Like superhero comics, for the most part, at least the big two, are destroyed. They're done. They're damaged. They're gone forever. Mainly because the people that are working on this shit now don't care about it and don't understand how actual fans relate to it. I saw like somebody's super chat somewhere. Oh, Chris Gore. I think that's what it was. he was like, nerd culture was something that a lot of people, like rejects from society, got together to enjoy. And then somehow, mainstream got a hold of it. And all the people who loved this stuff in the beginning have just been branded as bigots or sexists or whatever. They've taken the culture from us, and they've basically said that we don't belong here. Like, they came into our house and we don't belong here. It's like my previous video, it's not meant for you. They've changed it and then told you to get lost. So again, with the Jeremy's Razors thing, with the Hyperions and the other films that the Daily Wire are doing or have done, I am glad that at least somebody, even if they're conservative, and I'm not conservative at all, but I don't have a problem with conservatives existing. I disagree with them on things, certain issues, certain policies, and that kind of thing, whatever. But they should have a right to exist, like Jeremy was saying in the ad. I won't say that I love you, but I won't actually, actively try to hurt you or destroy you. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if it better not be the cops. Okay. I thought it was yeah, you probably can hear them. I'm sorry. But I don't know. I'm going to see if I can buy the Hyperions if I can. I don't know if they put their things out on Blu-ray or DVD, or you have to subscribe to the Daily Wire or something. But I don't know. I may end up doing it just to help support people who are trying to do alternate entertainment for fans. I feel like I trust, even though they're conservatives, right? Daily Wire. Even though you have these people here, I think I would support them and trust them to make entertainment for people who like just being entertained, and including people from different backgrounds. I trust them to do that more and better than the so-called social justice warriors who are screeching and hollering on Twitter about representation and that sort of thing. This idea that, you can't now make a film that, has an action-packed hero, a male kicking people's ass without it being toxic. With the women, they can't be sexy or attractive. And if they are, you're not supposed to acknowledge it. And the hero is not supposed to acknowledge it. He's supposed to be made fun of if he even tries to make a play. There was I think that stupid, I've said movies, but this is a comic book thing where I think Tony Stark, in a recent comic, I think it was the stupid X-Men Avengers type crossover. Oh no, I think it was the Trial of Magneto. Tony Stark's trying to speak to or flirt with White Queen, and they're just dismissing him. Like, they've turned Tony Stark, fucking international billionaire playboy, into a fucking bumbling clown. And we're just supposed to take that seriously. It's supposed to, like the men reading these comic books who know who Tony Stark is are supposed to just go, ha, ha, ha. Isn't that funny? How he's being just made fun of and just dismissed like it's nothing, like he's just some goofball. And what are we supposed to get out of that as audience? Who's that for? I guess it's for people who don't read comics. It's for people who sit on Twitter all day to complain about this stuff. So again, even though Daily Wire doesn't have a Superman or a Batman or whatever, I support them 100%. And like I said, I'm going to look into it. I may, I don't know if you have to sign up for something. I may do it. As far as razors go, I have to check on that, because I was thinking about getting Harry's razors before I knew anything about this controversy. Because like I said, I don't pay attention to Daily Wire. I hadn't been. I knew they existed, but I didn't know anything about this controversy where I think Jeremy from Daily Wire was saying on another video that one of the reasons why they're just like, they want to win now. They don't want to keep giving their money. And he was saying, to the left. When the thing is, it's not like these corporations are actually on the left. They don't want to pay taxes. They want to get as much money as they can, and they want to exploit their workers as much as anybody does. But they are easy. It's easy to manipulate or push them into dropping conservatives or, not supporting them financially or, giving them ad revenue or anything like that. It's easy for them to do that because they just think that those people have no choice. You know, oh, where are you going to get your razors from? You're not going to go. You have to get your razors from us. They're just going to walk around like a neckbeard, you know. And so it's great. It's absolutely great, you know, for Daily Wire, conservative, whatever. I don't care. It's great that they are doing their own thing. Like I said, I watched the Hyperions, and I think the Hyperions is great. I'm gonna wait for some reviews. But if Jeremy's razors are good, I'm gonna get Jeremy's razors.